This class taught me many things about religion that I will carry with me forever. The knowledge I have gained is irreplaceable, and I believe that this class is beneficial to all people of all faiths. In this class, we were required to go to a religious institution of our choosing and interview someone who works there and to gain knowledge about how the institution runs and what it does for their community. The institution I chose was the Seacrest Presbyterian Church in Boynton Beach, Florida. This church is in my hometown, but I never went to it. It is located about 10 minutes away from my home. My family does not practice any religion, but I come from a Jewish background. I've never been to a church in my life. I've never been to a church in my life, so walking into one was difficult because I felt awkward. However, immediately upon entry, I felt the acceptance of everyone in there. The church is located on top of a large hill the church is located on top of a large hill in the middle of Boynton Beach, Florida. It sits right next to a preschool and a fire station. There are many religious institutions in the area, and after speaking with a volunteer named Paul, he told me that many of the religious leaders of all these institutions talk on a regular basis. This was surprising to me because I thought there may be some sort of animosity between these competing religions. He told me that one of the pastors talks and goes to dinner with one of the rabbis at a nearby temple about 4 minutes away. This immediately opened my eyes and helped me realize that just because people have different views on religion does not mean they cannot get along. I then asked Paul if there have ever been any disagreements between the two, and he told me sure they do, but they always work it out in a respectful manner and they respect each other's views at all times. This was a relief to me because all too often in the news do we hear about religious institutions here and abroad clashing over their beliefs. It was a surprise to see that in my own town there was a positive relationship between these institutions. After talking with Paul for about a half an hour, I asked him the question, what does it mean to be Christian? He then replied after a long pause, being Christian is about forgiveness and loving one another. That was an answer that I expected to come from Paul, so then I asked him a more intriguing question. I asked Paul, what does it mean to be a Muslim or Hebrew or any other religion? He then said something that changed my life forever. He said that many people that follow those religions you said are extremely similar to the people that follow Christianity, only with a few minor differences and different holidays and cultures. He then said they believe in the same God that Christians do, and that there is no need for people to think that there are hostilities between these religions, with the exceptions of extremist groups. I agree with this statement, and I felt that this was a very calming statement because in the news we often see the hostilities between religions and never them working together. Paul then gave me a tour of the entire facility and showed me a nearby nature walk. There I asked him the question, what was something that you wish people knew about Christianity? And he said, I wish people in my community and communities all over knew that I wish that people in my community and communities all over knew that we are here to help and help them even when they're at their darkest hour. We will be there to show them the light. This was very inspiring to me, and I'm glad to see such a positive influence in my hometown community. They consistently have worships almost 3 times a week, and they try to run some sort of charity event for the needy once a month. They also have people that speak at the preschool to help educate young children about Christianity and God. I feel that this is good because it teaches the upcoming generation about the morals and beliefs that they should follow and implants them with the right mindset from a very young age. All in all, I feel that Christianity is extremely similar to the Jewish faith in that the differences we share are small. I wish that the news would portray a more positive relationship between religions all over, as I feel their portrayal of them is causing more conflict. I did not have to go far to see that different religions could work together to help create a better world, and I am sure that many other communities are very similar to mine. The lessons I learned from this experience can be applied in almost any other situation. For example, if someone has a different view, that does not mean I have the right to disrespect them in any way, and they do not have the right to disrespect my views in any way. I also learned that these religious institutions help communities in ways that the government cannot. Churches like these provide people with a place where they can talk freely and have emotional support from the individuals that work within the church and God. This experience was very beneficial, and I'm glad I was able to do this.